Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We want to get started this morning by looking at the upcoming Caribbean Investment Summit. Joining us to talk about that is Ambassador Dr. Andre Thomas, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Upturn Funds Caribbean. With him is Jennifer Hyland, the Chief Communications Officer and Head of Stakeholder Engagement, also with Upturn Funds Caribbean. Both of you, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Jason.
Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Thomas, I'll start with you. Talk to me about the rationale behind this upcoming Caribbean Investment Summit.
Okay, the rationale behind it is this. In the evolution of nations, there are times in which economic development ideas that have sustained the rise in the socioeconomic standards of those nations get to a point where their shelf life is about to end. And it is at these particular junctures that a critical mass of political, entrepreneurial, financing, banking, consulting leaders, historically in nations that have navigated these periods well, have come together and bring new ideas into the fray. Now, the Caribbean is at such a juncture. And when you deal with this type of scenario, it cannot be solved by administrative competence because it's not an administrative problem. It cannot be solved by management expertise because it's not a management problem, because it's not about managing your resources. It's about creating new resources. It's about bringing something new to the table. And so this conference is about bringing something new to the table. And it's about bringing okay, new investment. It's about bringing new areas and bringing new sectors and expanding existing sectors. And that's the focus of the conference and the rationale for the conference at this particular pivotal uh, crossroads time in the regional regional economic destiny. Yeah.
It's a relationship between the investor and the person who's seeking the investment. And so I must feel as though I'm going to get a return on my investment as well. So when I bring investment, you're saying we want Caribbean people now to bring initiatives for that investment. Are you confident that we can have a very meaningful investment forum?
Absolutely, because Upton Funds, we are a venture capital company. So that means in each one of the tracks, we already have ventures that are in different stages of execution.
Okay.
So this is not a talk shop. It's not, and there's a place for policy making, uh, okay, meetings. This is execution orientated, and in all of the 9 sectors that we have, there are major developments. So, I mean, I could give you an example. Example, a saying a real estate. What have we done? We have entered into JV relationship with one of the largest mortgage finance companies in the USA to provide mortgages for the 11 million plus Caribbean diaspora that actually live in the US. And we invited okay real estate agents and real estate developers to come to the meeting and actually register to be able to cross sell. Now these mortgages are in residential and also commercial. Think of the level of investment that will come into the region as a result of just one of these initiatives. And so in all of our initiatives, we're not in concept stage. We are very focused on landing these concepts and turning them into reality.
Jennifer, Andre said it's not a management problem, it's not a political problem. So who comes to the table? Who comes to the table here now to have to resolve this investment issue?
Thank you, Kirsten, for that question. Definitely, it's not a management problem. it is a creative problem, a leadership problem. So, to answer that question directly, um, CEO, executive levels in organizations, public sector, private sector, who wants to understand the creative process, how to access finance for their individual projects. And as you've heard, we've got JV partnerships already established, and therefore you want to come and understand how these particular sectors within which companies operating that they can definitely benefit and get some creative ideas on how to implement. Definitely at the end of the sessions, you get to meet and network with these individuals. So you want to come and understand the dynamics of these specific sectors. And definitely not just the C suite level, but definitely the small man, so to speak. Because, for example, with respect to manufacturing, how does manufacturing, because we do have a track where the Congressman, Mark Green, who is the co-author and sponsor of the Nearshoring Bill Act for Latin America and Caribbean, bringing jobs from um, projects and so on from China to the Caribbean to benefit. And you can well imagine artisans and so on who are skilled and need to get opportunities within their sectors can benefit from the transfer of um, projects and so forth to the Caribbean for the United States. So there is a span in terms of C-suite down to the small man on the street. Social economic dynamics will come to bear for the whole spectrum of individuals and stakeholders.
And I'm glad you said that because oftentimes when you hear of these investment summits, you're thinking of the large companies, the conglomerates and the like, who should turn up. But you're saying, even little me with my element of basketry, and I'm looking to further my idea, I can also come to this investment summit and seek opportunity. Am I reading you correctly?
Absolutely, that is absolutely correct, Pearson, because when you look at the cry right now in the economy is more so coming from those individuals, as we like to say, the small man. And definitely, this particular summit, as you would have heard, is not a small shop. We already have JV partnerships and investment opportunities ready to sign. At the end of each track, we hope to have MOU signed to start right away initiative. And we talk about trickle down economics, but what we have done as an organization is to look at the challenges that are happening within the society, not only Barbados, because this, while the summit is based here in Barbados, it is a regional summit because we are going to other islands as well with this particular summit. But you can well imagine that when persons come, they will have opportunity to learn how the projects that we have created to bring solutions to the societal problems that are occurring right now in society. So we've looked outside in and not inside out. What is happening in the economy and how are our JV partnerships and investment opportunities can affect those persons in the society who are feeling the brunt of the economy and what's happening right now.
Andre, oftentimes there's a part of the Caribbean condition that says when people come from outside to invest in the Caribbean, we lose some of who we are. They want to take over and take control. And so there's a little bit of a hesitance and fear of investment in that from that location. What do you say to anyone who's thinking of being a part of it, but who is a little bit reserved about allowing someone from somewhere else to invest in their operation?
That's a really excellent question. And here's the thing, they're correct. I mean, and that is part of the philosophy and ethos of our company that we want more of financing to remain in the Caribbean. Now, let me explain why that happens. Why that happens. So I'm going to take the gold sector. I'm going to take the mineral, okay, sector for this. Now, 90% of Caribbean gold mineral concession owners, when investors come in fact, most of the concessions are never taken to exploitation stage. Now, if they do, it's usually because a foreign investor has come in, and the foreign investor, because the foreign investor is taking the risk, will take 80 to 90% of that concession. I mean, so the money leaves the country. Now, how do you stop that? Now, that foreign investor is going to do something. He's going to take the information from that concession and going to go to international financial institutions and get money to work in that country. Here's the thing, the concession owner could also do the same if they understand international banking, if they understand how to operate at that level. So, at this event, we're going to demystify international banking. We are bringing not just investors, we're bringing banks. The largest bank in Brazil will be there. We're bringing regional banks. We're bringing the investment arms of banks that have already committed to work with us in investment banking relationships. So we are bringing that so that the small man, the medium sized man, can understand how to play in that league.
This is fantastic. So it's happening on the 25th to the 27th. Jennifer, give us some details quickly and how people can be a part of it.
Absolutely. There's, again, as you heard, there's over eight sectors. There's maritime road transportation that's happening on Thursday. Also, green energy on Thursday. Agriculture and mining on Thursday. Also, construction and infrastructure development on Friday. Real estate development. We heard about U.S. mortgage financing, commercial, residential. That's happening on Saturday. And then we have a closing session master panel that speaks to what Dr. Thomas just mentioned, how to access international financing. So it's 3 days per session. If we've created a budget for across the spectrum. So if you just want to come to a session, you just pay $100 and that does not include hospitality, coffee breaks, and so forth. But if you want to, then you just add $50. That's $150. If you want to stay for the full day, that's $250. And if you want to understand all of what's going on throughout the conference, it's $700 US. Now we've got corporate rates, we've got private sector rate discounts. All they have to do is give us a call at 429-0895, and we will give them those promo codes and discount codes. And also there's a virtual component for your listeners and viewers who are watching from across the region and internationally. There's a virtual component as well. All of that information is on our website at leadership@headconference.com, and you can register. And there's also, if you want to exhibit your business, small business, doesn't matter what size business you have, you're welcome to exhibit as well at the conference. Yes.
Okay. Well, I wish both of you and all of you the best indeed as you meet together for the Caribbean Investment Summit, 25th to the 27th of August at the Hilton Barbados. And we really hope that there is real fruit at the end of this exchange as well. I wish everyone the very best. Thank you so much, Dr. Andre Thomas, Chief Executive Officer of Upturn Funds Caribbean. With him is his Chief Communications Officer, who is Head of Stakeholder Engagement, Jennifer Highland. All the best with the upcoming summit. You're welcome.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.